Welcome back to the Between the Headset podcast with yours truly, Jalen Connor, the comedic voice of sports intelligence. Thank you for tuning in today, and let's get into today's episode. My mother used to always tell me to eat my vegetables first when it came to dinner. And the older I got, the more I started to understand. Get the suffering out the way so you can thrive in enjoyment. And that's the reason we're starting with the Cavs vs. Magic playoff series today. I don't need to say anything, just a subtle hand raise if you watch 2 whole games of this series. Like I thought, this playoff series was the least viewed out of all first round matchups this season, and it's by no surprise. Both teams suck. I'm sorry. I know they're both pro teams, filled with pro players, but both teams suck, and I'm gonna tell you why. The Orlando Magic do not have the ability to, only really one player on that team, maybe 2, Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner, have the ability to create their own shot, and I do not really like that Paolo Banchero is the primary ball handler on his team, although he may have to be considering what the roster is, made of, but I don't really like that. It's like they're trying to make him into a LeBron James Jr. just because he has the same build as him, but LeBron James is a unique specimen. Not everybody can move like him at his size and read the court like LeBron James can, and that's just the true matter of the fact. So, yeah, they don't really have the ability to create their own shot, so it just really looks like a lot of just playground basketball. And then when you bring into the fact that they are playing a very tenacious, furious, go-for-nothing defense in the Cleveland Cavaliers, it was just not a very entertaining series to be a part of. And then on the other side, you have the Cleveland Cavaliers, who do have a maybe superstar. We'll get into that a little bit later, and Donovan Mitchell, and then a couple key guys like Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, and Karis LeVert from here and there that can do a little something. But for some reason, the Orlando Magic defense was so stifling that they went to 7, and I want to get into that. Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs is a primary ball defender, and he does it at an elite level. One of, you could say, is kind of like a Drew Holiday. Maybe not as handsy, but he glues his guy on defense and does not give him nothing. He fights over screens. He goes for 50-50 balls. It's everything you want in a primary ball handling defender. All right. I love Drew Holiday. I just wanted to put that out there. He's one of those guys like the Josh Harts that I feel like everybody should have on the roster. And he's been that way since I can think of it. I've been watching him since Gonzaga. So that's my guy. Big ups to Jalen Suggs. I love the hustle he displays out there on the court. However, Donovan Mitchell still was able to combine for 50 in Game 6 and 39 in Game 7, meaning almost 90 points within 2 games on Jalen Suggs, the primary ball handling defender. And I know they throw screen after screen after screen after screen at Jalen Suggs. They try to get him off Donovan Mitchell so bad because the Cavs have no one else that can get a bucket because Darius Garland sucks. Darius Garland, I've been keeping up with you since high school, and you were my favorite high school player, and now you can't make a layup? Matter of fact, Darius Garland, I'm coming to Cleveland. Strap him up. Let's play one-on-one. Let's play one-on-one. Like I was saying, the stifling defense of the Orlando Magic was so disrupting that in the first quarter, Cleveland Cavaliers were forced into plenty turnovers, plenty forced threes. But then it seems like in the second half, they were able to overcome that deficit once Franz Wagner came out. I don't know if that maybe slowed down the offense for the Orlando Magic, which it seemed like it did. But Donovan Mitchell just woke up, came alive, started to hit the shots that he hits, started to get and one layups that he makes, and it was all she wrote after that. So that brings me to this question. Is Donovan Mitchell a superstar? And I want y'all to sit there. I want y'all to think about this one. We all know he's an all-star, but is Donovan Mitchell a superstar? Has he shown up in the playoffs? He's shown up this year. I believe we've seen him show up last year in the playoffs. You know, is he a superstar? He put Cleveland on his back to get to the second round. I think this next round will really show us if Donovan Mitchell is a superstar. They're going against a super stacked Boston Celtics, and I can't wait to see what that's gonna, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen in that series. Now that we're done with the vegetables, now we can get into we not at the protein yet, but we can get into the macaroni and cheese. Let's get into the macaroni and cheese. Let's go mac. All right. So this for my boxing guys. We got Canelo. I want to start by asking the question: is Canelo the face of boxing? You can go before what he done this weekend. After what he done this weekend, he was able to grab another W this weekend against Munguia, who is a very, very skilled fighter who was undefeated prior to the fight this weekend. And he was able to grab a W in convincing fashion and put Munguia on the mat for the first time in his career with the stifling right uppercut, which was, it power to everything behind that was perfect. So, he's had some big fights in his career with guys like Mayweather, Miguel Cotto. He was able to put on big performances. But now with guys coming on the scene like Boots, Gervonta Davis, Bud Crawford, who's been here for a while, who doesn't get talked about enough with him being so dominant, is Canelo the face of boxing? Is he the face of boxing? I'm going to leave y'all with that question. Let's get into Timberwolves versus Denver. I just want to say, Anthony Edwards. Salute, my brother. From a fellow Lakers fan, well, really LeBron James fan turned Lakers fan once he went to LA, I give you my heartfelt thanks and appreciation for what you were able to do this weekend against the Denver Nuggets. He totally established dominance from the rip, all right? And we're going to get into him a little bit more later. But let's talk about the sixth man of the year. Mr. Jersey, Big Jelly, Naz Reid with a big-time 14 points in the fourth quarter to give him the edge over the Denver Nuggets. Naz Reid was huge in that fourth quarter. Not only was he able to play within the offense and get easy layups and dunks, but he's able to drain multiple big-time threes. He even got a banker. That just shows you that you're on. When you're on, you're on. And Naz Reid was on. He was able to help carry them to the W. So big ups to the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think the height in that series, of course, is the biggest factor of all. If you recall, back in 2020 when the Lakers were able to get their bubble championship, we had JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, alongside Anthony Davis, and that was able to give a younger Nikola Jokic some work and, able to take us to the championship. So I think that height will be a huge factor. If all three bigs could stay healthy in that series, being Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert, and Cat, I believe they can win this series in 6 to 7. But I definitely think it's the Minnesota Timberwolves series to lose, especially after stealing Game 1 in Denver. So big ups to Minnesota Timberwolves. Now let's shift to baseball. With me being a resident of Baltimore, there's no other man to start with than the man Gunnar Henderson. And let's talk about his MVP campaign. The MVP award is his to lose right now. He is leading the league with 10 home runs so far. He's showing his big-time playability. He's showing his consistency. He's showing his leadership with the Orioles leading the American League right now with a record of 22-11. And they were able to do so last year going into the playoffs before they had that disappointing first-round exit. So they've been on the road for a minute, and the leader has been Gunnar Henderson. Hence, the reason why he is so highly touted in everyone's MVP talks right now. And I've been just blown away by his performance so far. I've seen a play he made over the weekend. I believe he made a Michael Jordan-like snag from the shortstop position to get someone out. It was just, a play you don't see by regular players. He also made another play where ball came to him at shortstop. He runs over to his second base, stomps on the base, jump past the first to get the double play. It was just, it's just great plays by him that's made on a consistent basis. When players like that show you that they have that big time playability, it's not just something that they get lucky. No, it's because they put in the work, and I think he's going to be able to keep up that all year. And if he does, I think that MVP award is just his to lose. So big ups to Gunnar Henderson. We'll be watching all year. I hope you're able to snag that award. And take us to the promised land this year. That being said, that brings us to our Get Us Cool segment of the day. And who else to start this segment off than none other than Michael Jordan's youngest, Anthony Edwards.
Do you feel like MJ could guard you?
Hell no. No.
Over the weekend, he showed us that he is here to stay. He is hungry. He is who we think he is. And he started it off with a bang. A 43-point performance, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 1 steal, only 1 turnover, and 17 for 29 from the field, shooting 58.6% from the field. Hell of a performance by Anthony Edwards. And I must admit, I was amongst the crowd that didn't know if he was ready like we thought he was, because he's shown slight inconsistencies during the season and slight inconsistencies last series. And I thought if he shows them inconsistencies, there's no way they have a chance to be the defending champs. But he started off with a bang. 43-point performance. You can't ask for more out of the youngster. He's able to do it from all 3 levels, get to the rack with ease. He can get to the midi. He can take a step back 3. He has it all, and he can defend. You know, Anthony Edwards is the young guy that we thought he was, and it made me think that it's kind of reminiscent of when his father was on his upcoming, when Michael Jordan just kept losing to the Pistons and couldn't get past them. And then one year he just was able to beat him, and he was the guy from there on out. And I feel like this could be that year for Anthony Edwards. So after he wins this series, I think is no one to stop him from winning the championship. Anthony Edwards, you are our Get Us Cool man of the day. And I can't wait to see what else you got in store. If you can win this series, then LeBron James will be at home sipping his wine and posting you, tagging you on his story. And that's like going to Disney World. Who wouldn't want LeBron James? I'm sorry.
Man, I don't know what to say.
I would want LeBron James to post me. I wouldn't want LeBron James posting. That's cool, bro. Like if you going for 40, then LeBron James posting you, and then sipping on a couple Lobos with LeBron James. All right, thank y'all for tuning in today. That'll be it for Between the Headset podcast with yours truly, Jalen Connor, the comedic voice of sports intelligence. Hope y'all enjoyed. See y'all again in a few.